Most people think that when you're trying to hide a crush, all you need to do is keep your mouth shut, act casual, and stay cool. But what if I told you that your eyebrows might be the very thing giving you away? That's right, those two arches above your eyes are doing a lot more than framing your face. They're revealing emotions, broadcasting intent, and sometimes screaming attraction, even when you're saying nothing at all. In this video, we're diving deep into the subtle science and psychology of eyebrows and how they betray your feelings, especially romantic ones. We'll explore the connection between facial expressions, unconscious body language, and micro movements that often reveal who we're really into, whether we like it or not. By the end of this video, you'll know how to spot the telltale signs in others and become more aware of what your own face might be revealing. Let's start with the basics. Why do eyebrows matter in human communication? Eyebrows are one of the most expressive features of the human face. They play a major role in conveying emotions like surprise, concern, curiosity, and yes, attraction. In fact, researchers in the field of nonverbal communication consistently rank the eyebrows among the top indicators of emotional state. They're tied closely to the muscles of the forehead and eyes, and we tend to move them in highly specific ways depending on how we're feeling. But here's the catch. Most of these movements are completely involuntary. You're not consciously raising an eyebrow when your crush walks into the room. Your brain registers emotional interest and sends a signal to your facial muscles to respond. That's why eyebrow behavior is one of the most honest parts of body language, because it's incredibly hard to fake or control consistently. One of the clearest signals that someone has a crush, or even just a strong interest, is the so-called eyebrow flash. This is a quick upward movement of the eyebrows that lasts only about 1/5 of a second. It's often one of the first gestures people make when they see someone they're attracted to. It's automatic and largely universal. Studies have found the eyebrow flash in nearly every culture across the globe. The purpose? To show openness, interest, and friendliness? It's like a silent hello, but it's loaded with emotional data. Interestingly, the eyebrow flash isn't just for romantic attraction. We do it with friends too. But what sets a crush flash apart is what happens before and after. When we like someone more than we're willing to admit, the flash is often slightly more pronounced. It might be accompanied by dilated pupils, a tilt of the head, or a softening of the eyes. These little additions create what psychologists call a cluster of romantic cues. No single gesture is a guarantee, but when you see several together, eyebrow flash, eye contact, smile, head tilt, it's a good bet that feelings are in play. Now let's go deeper. One of them is frequent eyebrow movement during conversation. Have you ever noticed that when you're talking to someone you really like, your eyebrows seem more animated? You might raise them more often, furrow them slightly when they talk, or arch one when you're being playful. People tend to mirror and amplify their facial expressions around those they're drawn to, especially if they're trying to appear engaged or charming. In fact, eyebrow mimicry is one of the ways we build rapport. When you're attracted to someone, your brain starts subtly syncing with theirs. This is called interpersonal synchrony, and it can show up in posture, speech patterns, and yes, even in eyebrow movements. Another signal involves eyebrow grooming behaviors. This one is especially sneaky, but surprisingly common. When people are around someone they're attracted to, they often engage in preening gestures. For eyebrows, this might mean brushing a hand across the brow, checking them in a mirror, or even subtly reshaping them with the fingers. These gestures come from a deep-seated biological urge to look more attractive to potential mates. Even if someone is trying to be subtle, their body may betray them through these grooming cues. Then there's the eyebrow raise hold, a particularly revealing move. This is when someone raises their eyebrows and holds them up just a little longer than normal while making eye contact. It can indicate surprise, interest, or approval, but in the context of a flirtatious interaction it often means, "I'm impressed by you." Here's where it gets more interesting. While many eyebrow cues are universal, how they play out can be influenced by gender, personality, and cultural context. For instance, research suggests that women tend to use eyebrow expressions more deliberately in flirtation, while men are more likely to use them reflexively. Women may raise their eyebrows slowly and pair the movement with other gestures like glancing down, tilting their head, or smiling from one side of the mouth, classic cues in what's been dubbed the female flirtation script. Meanwhile, men might raise their eyebrows quickly, almost in surprise, and then lean in physically. But even beyond gender, personality traits matter. There's also the phenomenon of eyebrow leakage. This is when someone is trying very hard to hide their feelings, maybe because the crush is inappropriate, unreciprocated, or professionally risky, but their eyebrows keep slipping. A quick lift when their crush laughs, a twitch when they see them from across the room, a momentary arch when they hear their name. These are unintentional and fleeting, but they often reveal exactly what's going on beneath the surface. One study in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that participants who reported being secretly attracted to someone in a social setting showed significantly more eyebrow movement toward that person compared to others in the room, even when they believed they were playing it cool. Their bodies, quite literally, couldn't help it. So how can you use this information? Let's say you suspect someone might have a crush on you. Pay attention to how their eyebrows behave around you compared to others. Do they raise them more often when you're talking? Do they make direct eye contact and hold it with slightly lifted brows? Do you notice grooming gestures when you approach, like smoothing their brow or adjusting their hair? These signs are never definitive in isolation, but together, they can paint a very compelling picture. And what about managing your own signals? If you're trying to keep a crush under wraps, becoming more aware of your eyebrow behavior is a good start. Practice neutral facial expressions in the mirror. Focus on keeping your forehead relaxed. Avoid letting your eyebrows dance wildly every time your crush speaks. It's not about suppressing emotion, it's about understanding your own cues so you can decide when and how to show them. But here's something important to remember. These eyebrow signals aren't just about romance. They're also about connection, interest, and emotional investment. Even in platonic relationships, eyebrow behavior helps build trust and empathy. They make us more readable, more relatable, and more human. The truth is, eyebrows are a form of unspoken language. And like any language, the more fluent you are, the more insight you'll gain. That brings us to a fascinating question. Can you train yourself to read eyebrow cues better? The answer is yes. Start by observing conversations. Watch how people move their brows when they're engaged, distracted, annoyed, or intrigued. Pay attention to your own face in emotionally charged situations. What do your eyebrows do when you're excited? When you see someone you like? When you're nervous? You can also analyze clips from movies or interviews, pick scenes with high emotional tension or romantic subtext, and watch the actor's eyebrows frame by frame. Even though acting is scripted, good actors draw on real emotional expressions, so it can be a great way to practice reading facial cues. And if you're someone who struggles with reading others due to social anxiety or neurodivergence, tools like facial expression flashcards, emotion recognition apps, or mirror exercises can help improve your nonverbal fluency over time. The bottom line? If you have a secret crush on someone, your eyebrows might be whispering that secret every time you see them. They might be lifting just a little too high, holding just a little too long, or dancing more than they do for anyone else. Whether you're conscious of it or not, your face is speaking volumes, and often the eyebrows are the loudest part. So, next time you're in a room with someone you like, pay close attention. Not to what you're saying, not even to what they're saying, but to the silent arch of a brow. And who knows, if you watch closely enough, you might just discover that they've been secretly crushing on you too. And their eyebrows? They've probably been telling that story all along. Thanks for watching, and remember, your body always knows the truth, even when your words